variable. So which of these two is the independent variable? Temperature. Because it says right there, the temperature changed, so the speed changed. So there's your x, there's your y, yes? But instead of x and y, you might use t and s for speed, correct? So, do you have a temperature? Yes, 10. Do you have a speed? Yes, 337. Do you have another temperature? Yes, 30. Do you have another speed? Yes, 349. Is that an x1, x2, y1, y2 situation?
Yeah.
Can you find the slope?
Yeah.
Of course you can. It's 349 minus 337 over 30 minus 10, which is 12 over 20, which is 6 over 10, which is 3/5. 3 over 5. That's a slope, yes?
Yeah.
Are these both points?
Yeah.
So wouldn't it be y minus 337 equaled 3/5 x minus 10?
Yeah.
Or y minus 349 equals 3/5 x minus 30? Yeah?
But you want both?
No. I want a function. Either of them will work. Now, B. So 0. Is 0 a temperature or a speed?
Temperature.
It's a temperature. So 0 would go in for t, which would be x. Put 0 right there. 0 minus 30 times that and solve. Good? Dan? Excellent. And then, as I was just saying to Holly, same thing here, right? There's your x's, there's your y's. It's just going to be ugly, isn't it? Because there's decimals involved. But do the rules change when there are decimals involved? Of course not. 2x equals 10, divide by 2. 2.7x equals 10, divide by 2.7. No rules change. Gouda? Great. Any other questions from page 208 and 209? 10 and 16 are what I was getting at when I talked about this. Output, input, dv, iv instead of just x and y.
What about
17, that's going to be the same as 16. So why don't we work 17 through together so everybody is happy? What are the two things being counted?
the years and the tons?
Years and the times, yeah, or years and the tons, right? So, I got years, and I got tons.
Years is independent.
Years is independent, like it always is. What's the first piece of data that I have?
2005.
2005. What's the tonnage there? 8.2. I'm going to put this in millions, so I don't have to write all those zeros. Just 8.2. Everybody cool? What's the second piece of data I have?
2007.
2007.
9.4.
9.4. Is that an x and an x? Is that a y and a y? Can I find the slope? What's the slope? 9.4 minus 8.2 over 2007 minus 2005. 9.4 minus 8.2 is 1.2 over 2, correct? 1.2 divided by 2 is 0.6. Is that our slope? And there's an x and a y and an x and a y. Can I make two different equations for it? Yep, but they're going to be the same equation, aren't they? Don't be scared, guys. It'll be okay. I know.
Where? What?
Just look at that. Those two tall trees out there. Look at them. Everybody good?
Climate change.
It is.
Actually, the cause of this wind is climate change. Like how powerful the wind is.
The cause of all weather is the climate. And the fact that weather is becoming more and more extreme is because climate is changing. Unless you ask anyone from Alberta or Donald Trump.
So Alberta doesn't believe in climate change?
No, Alberta knows about climate change, but Alberta also knows that all their money comes from oil and gas. And without oil and gas, they would not be able to buy 17 snowmobiles 18 trucks, right?
They need it in Alberta. You need trucks.
No, you don't.
No, you don't need 18. But
You don't.
Truck is good.
You could have one.
You could have one, and you could have a $50,000 truck, not the $150,000 truck.
Yeah.
But Alberta likes to complain, even though they have had artificially high wages and artificially high standards of living for the past 30 years.
Yep, and their license, like the way they get their driver's license.
Everything about Alberta is horrid.
We have it way worse than them. Everything's
No, we don't.
expensive here.
We don't have it way worse than them.
Is BC the most expensive province?
BC's median income is not as high as Alberta's, but it's in a good spot. Where has it bad is PEI, Quebec, those provinces where the median income is down around $50,000 a year. Alberta's median income is something like $93,000 a year, which means if you take all the people in Alberta and you put on a chart all of their income, the lowest income would be down here. The highest income would be way up there, and the middle income would be $93,000, which means half the people in Alberta earn more than that in 1 year. That's a huge income. Quebec's median income is $58,000, which means half the people in Quebec are only making under $58,000, which means there's a bunch of these people between 93 and 58 that all live in Alberta.
Then what are they making an hour?
Depends. This is a problem because right now the oil and gas industry is going down the toilets, and Alberta is mad. Alberta is saying, why does Quebec get money from the government and Alberta doesn't? Well, that's why. The average person in Alberta makes a crap ton more money than people in Quebec. So the Alberta government can tax that and provide services, right? The Quebec government has to tax that to provide the exact same services. Because when you move to Quebec, you expect the same services as you would have in Calgary, yes? Except the Quebec government has to deal with $58,000 a year, not $93,000. So here's what Alberta did. Alberta, everybody has a crap ton of money, yes? And then Alberta was run by conservatives for a long, long time. Conservatives believe in low taxes. So what conservatives did is they let people earn that much money and they taxed very, very low. Now that they're losing that one industry that they put all their eggs into, they cannot maintain their low level of taxation and maintain their level of services. They chose short-term gain, low taxes. I'm the government. I'm going to give low taxes. You suckers will vote for me again, for long-term pain. Because now that gas and oil is in the pooper, what are they going to do? Beg the government for more money. The same government that they bitched and moaned about for years.
Taking away all the coal plants because of greenhouse gas emissions.
But
So people are losing their jobs.
But, yes, that happens. Jobs get lost
Yeah, to help.
when the world moves on. When was the last time you went to a bank? No, not a bank machine, a bank. Did you talk to a person? Did that person get you money? Okay. When was the time before that?
2 days ago.
There you go.
So I think
Now,
bank machines are taking those
Bank
jobs.
machines are taking jobs. No one cares.
Self-checkouts.
No. See, everybody bitches about self-checkouts. Self-checkouts are taking jobs as you walk away from an ATM machine. Right?
Well, aren't they though?
Right? No,
'Cause there's only
they're
like
not.
3 cashiers.
Yes, but before there were self-checkout machines, there were only 3 cashiers in Save-On. Because nobody wants to work those jobs. Because they don't get paid enough. And why should you get paid a lot to be a cashier? It's not a skilled trade. Anybody can learn to do it. You don't even have to memorize. You don't even have to memorize the codes for veggies anymore. They give them a thing.
Yeah.
They roll it down until they get to kale and punch in the code. Now, that's what bothers me. When was the last time any of you used a travel agent when your parents go on vacation? No, they don't. They go to Trivago.com.
What's travel agent?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Well, that's different.
What's travel agent?
Travel agents.
Place in the mall.
The people that buy you tickets and find you. But most people use the internet now to do that, right? So what is happening to travel agent jobs? They're going away. Those same people that click on Trivago or Expedia are the same people that are complaining that self-checkouts are taking away jobs while they do something that somebody else could do. Right? People have a very narrow focus. They don't think about what they're saying. It's easy to say, oh, self-checkouts take jobs. But that's progress.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Now they want to have robots taking everyone's jobs in the future.
No, robots will do jobs in the future, which will create other jobs, like fixing those robots. But to fix those robots, you will need to be very, very skilled. You will not be paid $20 an hour to go cha-chunk, cha-chunk, cha-chunk in a factory. You will maybe be paid $28 an hour to learn how to fix the machine that is going ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk. But those high-paying, easy jobs are disappearing, as they should. Why should you be paid $100,000 a year to go ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk? You tell me. Why should you? Can any of you tell me? I used to work in a mill. I worked in a mill for 2 years when I was a grown-up, not when I was a kid. It's a horrible job. I don't want to do it. But they paid me to, so I did it. If I didn't want to do that horrible job, what did I have to do? Go to school, get educated, do something else. Did I have to go to university? No. I could have gone to welding school. I could have gone to accounting school. But what did I have to do? Find something to do. And it's a good thing I did, because that mill shut down. It doesn't exist anymore. Why? Because there was no need for it to exist. The world moved past the need of that mill. Right? Social studies, other classes. Let's do math. Any other questions from 208? Sweet. Let's move on. All right. On the page right now, I'm going to make this a little bigger because it's a little hard to see. On the page right now, which is page 212, you see some writing in a weird font. That weird font sounded cool when I downloaded it. It was called Chiller. I thought it would be badass. It's not. It just looks like, well, basically all of your printing. Just kidding. You guys have lovely pen personship. Well, you can't say penmanship. That's sexist. So, all of you know what
Only in 2018.
that means. What does it mean?
Slope intercept form.
No,
Y
not
equals
quite.
mx plus b.
Right. It's y equals mx plus b. And you know some stuff about that. What do you know?
Mx is the slope.
Not x. M is the slope,
And then b.
which we can find if we need to by y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And b is what? The y-intercept, which we know is 0y. Everybody knows all that, yes? Right? Okay. Now, you see there is a new form named here. General form. General form is a major pain. General form, major pain. Get it? Their ranks in the army. General form, major pain. Way to go, Captain Obvious. Yeah! All right.
Stop. Oh my god.
Then Jessica's gonna break.
We'll just blame it on the wind.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Austin does it the
That's what I
loudest.
was just about to say.
General form is this. AX plus BY plus C equals 0. Now, what do you notice about this that is similar to this.
Oh, C is like B, and then
Hold up.
oh,
Go. What are some similarities?
C is
Ariana.
C is B.
Not quite. C is C, B is B.
Okay,
But
like, it's
there
divided
is a constant
yes. And then
in both. Because C is just a number. Nothing's multiplying in front of it. B is just a number. Nothing's multiplying in front of it. Can you see another similarity? Joseph. There are coefficients involved. Yes, there are coefficients. What else is similar?
there's an X value.
There's an X and a Y value. Everyone agree? Now, let's pretend we're at Boston Pizza and we have that kids menu with all those little activities on it. You've all gotten that before. One of those activities is always, here's a picture of Lionel doing something stupid. Here's another picture of Lionel doing something stupid. What are the differences? We've already done similar. What's different?
The letters.
X and Y are on the same side.
Oh,
X and Y are on the same side.
we use A and B and C.
What else?
We use A and B and C. Why do I keep writing?
There's more coefficients, correct? What else? Again, guys, this is just like those menus at Boston Pizza. What's the difference between the two green things?
Oh, this
Anything about them that's different. Just looking for a difference.
The big letters. Uppercase A, B, and C. They have three. They have
There's a number.
three.
Three things is important. What are
Zero. There's a number. Well, yeah.
No, they have three.
what about the zero is important?
It's not a Y.
Exactly. It's not a Y. Everything's on one side.
Oh, yeah.
There's three.
Everything's on one side. Now, is that an M?
No.
So can that be rise over run? No. Is that an M?
No.
Can that be rise over run?
No.
Is that an M?
No.
Can that be rise over run? So if none of them can be rise over run, can any of them be fractions? No. No fractions. Holy crap, there's a ton of differences. What's not in front of A?
A number.
No, A is a number.
It's uppercase.
What's not in front of B? That is in front of A, that is in front of B and C. There's no sign in front of A, which means A has to be what?
Positive. A must.
All right, those are all the differences. Everybody cool? Let's talk. What form is this in?
AX plus BY. AX plus BY.
What form is it in?
Slope intercept.
Yes, sir.
General.
Okay,
General.
general form. If I look at general form, can I graph it?
No.
No. I need to do a table of values, don't I? Or can I put it into that form and automatically know how to graph it?
Yeah.
Yes. Take this, 3x minus 2y plus 8 equals 0, and make it look like that. What must I do?
Subtract.
No, no, no. Don't do the steps. Tell me what I must do. Zach.
2Y equals.
No, 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 no. You're telling me more steps. Tobby. Again, you're doing steps. Isolate Y. Don't tell me what to do. Tell me your goal. Your goal is to isolate Y, because once Y is isolated, do you automatically know everything you need to know to put it on a graph without using a table of values? Yes. Now, Zach and Tavi and Ariana, tell me one step to start with here.
Move everything on the other side of equals.
-8.
So, I said one step. You said move everything. So, Zach says we're going to -8. If I subtract 8 from there, what else must I do?
On the other side of equals.
I must subtract 8 from there. So now I have 3x minus 2y equals -8. Tavi, what would you do next? Of course you could, but Zach has already started us down a path. So you would take away 3x. And then you'd have to do it over here again, wouldn't you? So now I have -2y equals -3x minus 8. Now what? Ariana, because you were the third person that was giving me steps. What would you do now?
Divide everything by 2.
What kind of 2?
-2.
-2, because we want to isolate y. So what will that give me for a final answer? Y equals
-3. No, positive
3 halves x
-4.
-4
No, positive 4.
plus 4. Now, when I see that, can I graph it immediately?
Yes.
It should take about 1 second, right?
Yeah.
Where do I go?
4 on the y.
Up to 4 on the y, and then
Go up 3.
up 1, 2, 3,
Right.
right 1, 2, and down 1, 2, 3, left 1, 2. And there's your line. Everybody cool? Now, what point is that right there?
2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7.
2,
2, 7.
7. Agreed?
Yes.
What letter does that 2 represent? Nope. Nope.
B.
X. X's go first. What letter does that 7 represent?
Y.
Y. What do you see right there?
X.
What is 3 times 2?
6.
6. Minus. What do you see right there? 2 and
Y.
2 and a y. What is y?
7.
What's 2 times 7?
14.
6 minus 14 plus 8 equals 0. What is 6 minus 14? -8 plus 8, 0. So that point works there. Because that and that are the exact same equation, even though they look different. Everybody understand? Excellent. Now what's different about this guy?
It's already into.
Nope.
There's no C.
There's no C, but there is a C, isn't there?
It's on the
Where
other
is
side
C?
of the equal
It's
sign.
over here. This is general form's ugly cousin. Standard form.
Very nice.
Everybody has a cousin in the family that one of two things happens. Either A, your parents are like, why can't you be more like your cousin John? Or, we never speak of cousin John. My family has some of both. You all, I'm sure, have one or the other or both in your families. I'm sure you have a cousin in the family that either your parents like, we don't talk about that kid, or you should be more like that kid.
So I can't be more than I can't be more like them because they're older than me. My youngest cousin is 20. So I'm just like, what? I'm the only child in my family.
Okay,
I'm surprised.
so can I graph this by looking at it? Of course not. What do I got to do? Isolate y. Let's do so. What's got to move? 3x. Now, in grade 6, 7, 8, your teacher always said write it out, right?
Yeah.
We're in grade 10. You've been practicing a long time. I'm just going to move it. What happens when I move anything over the equal sign?
It changes its
Changes sign. So I'm going to have negative 4y equals negative 3x plus 8. Now what?
Now it's in slope intercept.
No, it's not in slope
You have
intercept
to
form.
you have to
Divide by what?
-4.
Negative 4.
And that gives you,
And what do I get?
you get positive 3 over 4.
3/4 x
Negative.
-2. Graph that in 1 second. Where do I go? -2, up, 1, 2, 3, 4, right, 1, 2, 3.
Wait, you went up.
Down, 1, 2, 3, 4, left, 1, 2, 3.
No, you have to, what? You have to go up 3.
1, 2, 3. Oh, yes. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. I was just testing you. No, I wasn't. I screwed up. Everybody cool?
That's what everybody says.
No, everybody says they were testing you. I actually have the cojones to say, no, I screwed up. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
What am I doing with number 3?
You take away 5x if you want to get the y value.
Absolutely right. I want the x-intercept,
So just do 2y.
and I want the y-intercept. The x-intercept is x0. The y-intercept is 0y.
So that just
What disappears here? The y or the x?
the x.
What disappears?
The 2y.
The y, because y is 0. So this gets me 5x equals 10. What disappears here?
The 5x.
The 5x disappears. So this gets me 2y equals 10.
And I've already got it.
What's the x-intercept?
It's 2.
What's the y-intercept?
5. Whoa, what? Hello? What?
Graph it.
They both 2 and 5.
Amazing. Positive 2 for x and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's the line. What's the slope here? -5 halves.
Wait, how do you know that's...
Because I went up 5 and I went that way, -2. Can everybody work general form?
Yes.
Thank you, Geo. I set you guys up for these things. Can everybody work general form?
Yes, sir.
There we go.
And then in standard form, what do we say?
Can everybody work
In standard.
slope-intercept form? Okay. Can everybody work x and y intercepts?
Yes.
Okay. So what's the only form that we haven't brought to today's party?
General form.
No, we started with general form.
Point.
Slope point form. So guess what we're going to do on the next page? Oh, crazy. Somebody say a fraction.
2 over 3.
2/3. Somebody give me a negative number.
47.
-5. Somebody give me a positive number. 9. So, what is that?
That is a slope.
What is that?
The coordinates.
An x. What is that?
Y.
A y. Put that into point slope form.
Wait, what?
Put it into point slope form.
Oh.
I know.
You know what?
Y minus
I
9.
got it. Equals 2 over 3 and then bracket x plus 5 bracket.
Yeah.
Yes? Now, if I was going to graph that, I would go to
Well, that's...
-5, positive 9, and go up 2, right 3. Yes? And that would make a line on the graph. Agreed? Now, that is point slope form. I want every other form. So, what are the other 3 forms?
Yes, sir.
General form,
Yes, sir.
standard form, and slope intercept. Now, what do we know about all 4 of these forms? They're all doing the same thing, yes? They are all equal. General form equals standard form equals slope intercept form equals point slope form. So if I have to convert them, is there a right or a wrong order in which to do this? No. You can do anything you want, right? What one do you want to start with? I will start with the first one somebody says. Somebody wants to do general form? General form is what? AX plus by plus c equals 0. How do I make that and that look the same? If they're going to look the same, I must eliminate the differences, yes? So what are some differences? Fraction. No fractions allowed here. How do I get rid of this fraction?
You times it.
Multiply it by what? 2/3 x plus 5. So if I multiply this side by 3, what's going to happen to that 3? It's gone. What's left over here? 2x plus 5, right?
Multiply everything.
What do I got to do to the other side? What does that give me? No.
3y.
3y. Now,
27.
minus 27. Now, I'm still not here. What's now in the way? No, I need an x here. It's right there. No, c is a single number. I've got a single number right there.
You need to just switch it around into
I need to distribute 2 into there because I don't see any brackets here. Do you? So, 3y minus 27 equals what? 2x plus 10. Now what?
just switch it around to
Switch it around. What has to be positive? The 2x. So is that 2 going to move?
no,
What else moves?
the 10.
Everything else. 2x. What's going to happen to that 3?
Negative 3y.
What's going to happen to that negative 27?
Positive 27.
And there was already a plus 10 here. So how do I fix that up?
You just move it to
Right. 2x minus 3y plus 37 equals 0. Does that look like that?
Oh, I see.
Yes or no? Yes. What standard form? Because obviously we would do standard form next, wouldn't we?
There's so much.
How do I make standard form?
There's not enough room.
Which is ax plus by equals c. What moves?
The fraction. You gotta get rid of the fraction.
What fraction? There's no fractions.
Oh, I thought you meant in the first question.
Well, since these two are almost exactly the same, so c moves. So what does it become?
2x minus 3y equals 37.
Equals what?
Negative.
Negative 37. And there's our standard form. And slope-intercept, what's that?
That's y equals mx plus b.
So isolate y, right?
Yeah.
Could I isolate y from this top green one? I could if I wanted to.
But that's too much work.
Could I isolate y from here? In about 2 seconds, right? What moves?
Subtract 2x.
Right? 2x is moving. So I'm going to have negative 3y equals negative 2x minus 37. Then what?
Then you distribute, and then you go divide by negative 3.
Divide by negative 3. So y will equal... What's going to happen when negative 2 divides by negative 3? It's going to become 2/3 x. And what do I do with 37? It's going to divide by negative 3. What do 2 negatives make? Positive. And what should I do with that? Does 37 divide by 3? So I just leave it. And there's the fourth form. Did you learn anything new?
Nope.
Nope. You learned one new way to write and call the equation.
A different concept, but the same thing.
It's not even a different concept because they're all going on the same graph, right? So what is the only thing we're doing? Practicing our algebra.
How would we graph those two fractions?
We'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay. Because there's...
You guys do this. I'm only making you do them once. I want this guy in general form. Thank you, Gio. At least you're on the ball.
I said KK.
KK, yeah. Drop and give me 50. You don't say KK to your general. Some of you must be in cadets. How would that work? Not very well. March around the parade ground. KK! Word! Go. What? Oh, thanks, buddy. I like him too.
You know, I
I'm going to take it on tour.
You deserve a Christmas present.
No. You guys, I should warn you right now,
My 3.
I know a great many of you are very concerned at the lack of space under my Christmas tree for presents. Do not worry. Feel free to stack them up on the floor, but leaning against the cupboard. And, of course, do not worry about coming up all those stairs with your arms laden with my Grinchy amount of presents. Betty will lend you an elevator key. But there's only about 10 in the whole school, so try and work together, because there's 120 students. So try and get together with somebody when you are shipping all my gifts upstairs. And, of course, I warn you, I will be shopping tonight at the Abbotsford Mall. So if you plan to go shopping at the Abbotsford Mall for all my presents tonight, be careful, because we might bump into each other while we're carrying presents, and then they'll all fall on the floor, and then I'll know what you're getting me. And then I'll have to do that awkward thing when I open it, and I'll have to act surprised, like you guys do when you find your presents in your house and you rip them open 3 weeks before Christmas and you carefully tape them back up, and your parents don't know that you've done that because they still, in their mind, you're still a 6-year-old who doesn't do crap like that, but you're actually 16 and you are finding the presents, and you're taking a knife and you're cutting that edge where the tape is, and you're opening the flaps and seeing what you get, then you're putting it back and you're taping it. I know you're doing that. When you do that, and then on Christmas morning, you got to do that. You shouldn't have. We don't want you to do that, or we don't want to have to ruin the magic of Christmas. So, when we are bumping into each other in the mall, either A, hold on to your parcels tightly, or better yet, visit the free gift wrapping station in the mall. It's always by donation.
It's not free. It's by donation.
It's always by donation, and they always donate to a worthy charity. So make sure you get to the gift wrapping station early and often, so I do not see all the presents you are going to buy me, because again, that will be awkward for all of us. Okay? Well, I've got to go home to chill out. We're going to go out for dinner first, so we probably won't be at the mall till around 6, 7 o'clock.
Wait, you're bringing your kids? Are you going with the kids?
Yes. The mall is open till at least 9, if not 10.
During Christmas, like the whole month of December, it's open till 9.
Yeah. So, anyways, back to math. Go.
I want to meet your daughter. She marked my math.
You're already done?
I got this. So it's 2x minus 3y minus 8 equals 0. You know what?
Well, I don't know if it's right or not.
No. So you know what you do? You multiply each side by 3 in the beginning to get rid of the fraction. Yeah.
3,
3, yes.
3.
Yep. And then
3y minus 12 equals 2x plus 2, which is 3y minus 12 equals 2x plus 4. The x has to stay there. 2x minus 3y plus 12 plus 4. No.
What?
You're bringing the 12 over.
I do.
I goofed as well. Don't worry about
It's
it.
okay. No, I did it. What do you mean?
What? It's 16. Oh no. 8 less than the actual answer. Oh no.
Well, why would you do that? General form is this. You need everything on one side.
Yeah. It's actually 20.
What is
Toby.
8 plus 8? What is 8 plus 8?
Negative 8 plus 8 is 0.
I can't hear you.
Negative 8 plus 8 is 0. Plus 8 more is 16.
Okay, but x isn't allowed to be negative.
It's actually 24.
So then you would have had to change all your signs anyway. Now,
Is it 24 less?
Yeah, negative 8 is 24 less than 16. Plus 16.
now, ladies and gentlemen,
I'm kidding.
what point is automatically on the graph from this?
Fraction.
No, what point is on the graph?
The y and x. X and y.
What are they?
2.
No.
Negative 2.
Negative
positive
2,
4.
positive 4. Is that an x?
Yes.
Is that a y? What's that?
Yes. X.
X. So what can I write right there?
-2x.
What's 2 times -2?
Oh my god, -4.
-4. What can I write right there? 4. What's 3 times 4?
12.
-12. What's -4 minus 12?
2.
No. -16. What's -16 plus 16?
0.
0. So you can see they're the exact same equation. Why did I do the last step? To make sure that I did my algebra correctly. Yeah? Yeah. Prove it. Do 12. All by yourself. Oh, Mr. Myers, why you gotta be that way?
I don't think that's gonna happen. Sorry.
It's clearly me, obviously.
So is it gonna be -2 or +2? Because the fraction is negative, and if we are times.
I want to see all three. It's exactly like what we did in number 10.
You know what?
Except you gotta do it.
Yeah, it sounds good.
I know it sounds good.
No,
It's like the
sounds
top
good.
40.
I'm saying it sounds good.
I'm very happy today. I heard my favorite Christmas song right now. It's called The Christmas Song by Bros. They're the singer and the guitarist from the band The Sheepdogs, who are wicked awesome too. They happen to be brothers. So they call their other band, Bros. It's not called The Christmas Song. It's called It's Christmas Day. It's my favorite.
Did you see the new Christmas Chronicles with that famous actor?
Nope. Kurt Russell.
Yes. You didn't watch it?
No, I did not. But I do love Kurt Russell.
You should watch it. I watched it with my aunt and uncle. It's really good.
Kurt Russell lives in Richmond.
What?
Kurt Russell lives in Richmond with his wife Goldie Hawn.
Oh yeah, he's a Canadian actor.
No, he's not. Neither is she. But they live in Canada.
You know what?
Because in Canada, you can be a movie star and walk around and people don't treat you
That's true.
badly. We
Like-
don't have paparazzi.
The actors from Riverdale, they're in Vancouver.
Yes.
And no one,
I
they're
know.
like, oh, like, can I take a picture? But they don't harass them.
Same with all the actors from the 100.
They live here? Oh, yeah. 'cause
Bellamy was going to buy a house.
I saw him in Vancouver. I was like,
He's a good guy. He's Australian.
yeah,
He's got a real Australian accent. And so does Clark.
yeah.
Clark sounds so
But she's
Australian.
British.
It's not even funny. No, she's Australian.
Yeah, they do a lot of filming in Squamish. In the mountains. For the interesting stuff. That's cool. Are you guys mutual friends? Like
What do you mean?
the actors and stuff?
If I saw them on the street, I would say hey, and they would say hey, but I wouldn't say we're going out for beers.
Yeah.
What? 1989. 1990. No.
When did you get the what?
Wearing the same look and broad as the ear.
What?
Because it's Christmas.
Because it's Christmas.
He's being dumb.
I know. I'm well aware of that.
Thank you. Okay, so we're gonna move this over, and it's gonna be positive x. And then, ouch.
Do you, John?
Minus 2.
You don't graph it.
Minus 6.
Keep the welding, there's no math. Just there is fabrication.
Bruh. Okay, standard form, which I forgot how to do.
You don't.
And then, you know what? He's doing it right now. Plus 5. Wait. You kept the 6 as a positive. Why did you keep the 6 as positive?
Because when it moves over there, it becomes positive.
Oh. I was so. I'm gonna do it right so that I can look.
Pardon me, Hannah? Red is general form. Red. Red. Bleu. Bleu. There. There.
Wait, so you took. You isolated.
There are no tricks here. It is just algebra from the same stuff as the very first day you learned algebra.
How did you get that answer?
Which answer? There's 3 answers up there.
Standard form.
Standard form, I got rid of the fraction. Then I got rid of the brackets.
Yeah.
Then I moved everything to one side.
No, for standard. The blue. How did you like?
I moved one thing back because blue is ax and by equals c.
Makes sense.
How did you get 5 over 2? When you divided by 2 to get rid of this y and isolate it, you had to divide 5 by 2. Gervier. We'll sort it out. He doesn't listen to me. No, I don't bother telling you guys to change your behaviors because none of you listen. How many times have I said do your homework this year? And how much homework gets done?
I have that attitude.
Not a lot. How many times have I asked you guys not to be talking while I'm talking? All the time. Does it happen? No. How many times have I asked you guys to not have your phones out? Millions. Does it happen? No.
Yeah, all the kids are always like.
So, I'll say it again. Does my opinion of your behavior mean anything to any of you? No, because you do what you want anyway.
A lot of kids are like.
So why bother?
Use our phone.
You guys care more about what you think of each other than you care what any adult thinks of you.
Exactly.
So, if you want something to change in a place where there's adults, wouldn't you be better to try and change it yourself? Because I sure as heck can't. Right?
Like there's teachers that'll say, take it to the office right now, but what is that going to solve if you'll just do it again?
Doesn't solve a thing. Then you guys go to the office, the principal says, what are you doing down here? And you come up with a lie. I was just. First 3 words out of every kid's mouth in the office. I was just. Those 3 words are banned in my house. When my kids are being disciplined, if they try to respond with I was just, the discipline gets 10 times worse. So they better have a real reason to talk, not I was just.
What if it was, I was doing this?
Wrong.
Because you can't use I was. You have to.
Yep.
I did
Let's
this.
go. It's time to leave.
Okay.
I was just finishing my game. No. Come, set the table. Why isn't the table set? I was just, no.
If you were asking me why the table wasn't set up, I would say I was. Oh wait.
What? Of course, it's bathroom time. I'm finished teaching.
So how would you like them to answer, like for their excuse? I wasn't listening.
There is
or-
no answer.
Like, I
That's
was-
the whole point. There is no answer.
Because I didn't.
When you are asked to do something, you do it.
But if you ask why didn't they?
That the whole point of asking why it's not done is to get them to say,
Because I didn't.
I was just, which then I can ban because there is no excuse. Go clean your room.
Okay.
Why isn't your room clean? I was just looking at all my stuff in my room and deciding how to clean it. Mm-hmm. Okay. If the table wasn't set and one of my kids had fallen down the stairs and broken their leg, do you not think that I would know that the leg was broken? Yes, because they would be lying on the floor screaming in agony. So I don't need to ask why the table isn't set because I will know.
That's the least.
The only reason I would ask why the table wasn't set when the table wasn't set after I said set the table is because I know there's no reason for the table not to be set. It's a trap to make you kids fall into it so I can say that's not a reason. I wouldn't ask them that because, again, Zach, I would know they were hurt. There is no need to ask.
Or what? How did you break your leg? That's the question. I was just.
Also, I don't want to hear it because with you people, most of the time it's, I was just jumping off the garage.
What?
I was just trying to slide down the banister. I was just riding my bike, no hands. Right? All the things your parents tell you not to do. And you answer always with, don't jump off the garage, you'll break your leg. I'm not going to break my leg.
But sometimes.
Don't ski down that run. You're not good enough. You'll break your leg. I'm not going to break my leg. Now let's take this to the next level as a grown-up. Be careful when you drive your car. You might get into a what again? A what? I can't hear you. An accident. Do you say I got into it on purpose?
That's what I was just about to say.
Do you?
No.
No, you say it was an accident. Do you plan accidents? No, that's why they're accidental. So, when you jump off that garage into your above-ground pool...
It was an accident.
Exactly, it was not.
So,
Now do your math.
what if they actually do have a good excuse?
Oh, you guys we have to mark your quiz, which I have right here. Would anybody like to hand some quizzes out so we can get it done quickly? There's no numbers on them, so it doesn't matter. Do not volunteer as tribute.
Wait, whoa.
Okay, you can. I don't care.
Yay.
It's a race.
It's a race?
Yeah, Gio's winning right now. He's got one handed out. Shinsuke, right there. Oh, Gio's got two handed out. Oh! Oh! Gio is destroying the situation here. He's all over the place. Gio's done. Me. That's the key.
I actually thought there was someone here.
Who's this Matt kid? Sinjin. No. Sinjin.
Sinjin. That's very.
No, Sinjin.
Wait, that's very unique. Why?
Because it is.
You just wanted his name to be that?
Yes.
You don't have a reason?
No. That's just a name I like.
Does he have nicknames?
No. Well, yes, he does. He has been called the Sturgeon because it's spelled St. John. So he's been called the Sturgeon.
Yeah.
He used to be a little fat, and he was Ryu for Halloween, but he was a little fat, so we called him Fryu.
Why would you call him Fryer?
Because he was a little fat. No, it's not.
I mean, like, it's not, but I mean, like, what?
Yeah, go.
It's his kid. It's his kid.
He's the Sturgeon, he's Fryu.
Oh, wait. Now
He's also called Fish,
he doesn't
because Sturgeon.
He doesn't look like he was ever fat.
He was.
Really?
Yeah, he was a pudgy little fella, and then he went to Coach Kleisinger's rugby camp one summer.
Oh, that changed it?
Straightened him right out.
Actually?
Yep. He lost like 10 pounds that week, and he's been skinny ever since.
That's amazing. Is it? How does he train?
Yeah, can't you tell? Rugby keeps you slim and trim. Oh, wait. Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Were you like a thinner in grade
No,
in our grade?
I've always been fat.
That's not fat.
All right, no, it's not. It's fat by 1990 standards, before everybody was allowed to do whatever they wanted. Right? Now we have this belief that no matter what shape your body is, it's okay, even if it's unhealthy. And that's not right.
If it's unhealthy, then no.
If it's unhealthy, it's not okay.
But if it's natural, then
Yes.
okay.
Yes. But
It's unhealthy that there's
But
no
if it's-
excuse.
exactly. Now that's not totally true. There are conditions that lead to it.
Exactly.
But
I'm big bones. I'm not.
But if they do it on purpose, like eating junk food every day and just trying
then
to
it's not okay.
it's not okay.
All right, here we go. Number 1, we'll use Christmas colors for the first 3. B.
B.
Number 2,
B. B.
A.
What did I choose? I thought it was the letter. Okay, I meant to choose A, but I put B
You're
instead.
marking your own. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
3. A. 4. B. All right, I'm moving on from Christmas colors.
B, A.
We are moving to.
Let's
I
go.
recently heard from my other class that apparently Hanukkah colors are blue and yellow, according to Snapchat filters. I was not aware that the third largest organized religion on the planet listened to Snapchat, but apparently they do. So, blue and yellow for Hanukkah. 5.
C.
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 6.
C.
Wait, I need blue. 6.
C.
C.
B.
And 7.
B.
B.
We read 7 for
Anybody got any questions about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Going once? Going twice? Going thrice? Okay.
A.
Number 8, let us move on to holy colors. Going with pink.
Oh yeah, pink. No, it's rose, actually.
Please say it's A.
What is 8?
It's A.
8 is C.
Because the
Graph it. Y-intercept to -3 down there. -3. X-intercept to 4 out there. 4. Up 3. Right 4. Rise over run.
so the rise is y-intercept.
No, the y-intercept is that dot. The rise is how far you go up to get to the next dot.
Oh.
What's another good holy color? Green. No, we've already used green. A lot of orange in holy, yeah?
No, purple. It's rose, purple, purple, purple.
Let's have some purple then.
Yeah, that's what the thing is. Like,
A.
Number 9.
D.
A.
C.
Please explain. Please explain.
Point C is at 5, 7. Point C. Point D is at -3, -12. I want to go from D to C. Whoomp. Right.
I did the y.
Positive.
I did
8.
the x2, x1, y1.
Well, fortunately, this is a quiz, and it's not going to hurt you, but you're going to learn from your mistake. Holla!
No, never again.
Number 10.
C.
It is, of course, C. Did you even need to do any work?
No.
No, because only one of them had a y-intercept of -4. And 11.
A.
No.
Can you explain that one? Because I did not.
I'm waiting to hear the right answer.
And I guessed. B.
B.
Let's go.
But
Why?
can you explain that?
Well, there is your y-intercept, yes?
Yes.
So it had to be either B or D. Now you check the slope. 45 minus 25 equals, 40 minus 25 equals 15. 15 minus 10 equals 5. 15 divided by 5 is 3. Your slope was 3, B. Now, for 2 marks,
This one.
graph this. Well, if you put it to this form, slope-intercept, it's pretty easy, right? What's the y-intercept? 1.
1y.
What's the slope? -1. Down 1, left 1. There's the line. What's the y-intercept? Y-intercept equals 0, 1, x-intercept equals 1, 0. For 2 marks. You had to graph it. Tell me both. Where is the x-intercept of plus 5?
Yes, 5.
Out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where's the y-intercept of negative 3? Down here. 1, 2, 3. There's the line. What's the slope? Up 3. That way 5. 3/5.
I thought it was negative. How did you...
By graphing it. It's out of 15.
So you went to 5.
X-intercept was 5. Y-intercept was negative 3.
I got that wrong. So that's 1, 2.
Now listen to me carefully, please, ladies and germs. Tonight, you work on page 214. Over Christmas, on Tuesday when you get back, the second day when you get back,
Is the exam.
we will be marking both of these. No, we'll be marking the 2 reviews. If you choose to do nothing over Christmas, that means you have to do both these reviews Monday in class and Monday night when you get back. The next 2 reviews in your book. If you choose to work over Christmas, you will have significantly less to do here.
So you want 214?
214 is what you are working on tonight. Tomorrow we will talk about it. And tomorrow, for the rest of the time after we have talked about it, you can either work on your reviews or maybe we'll watch some Christmas cartoons or something. I don't know. Maybe I'll search for some Kwanzaa cartoons or holy cartoons. I don't think there's a lot of market for those things,
Oh, you should
but I will
learn
look.
Grinch. The old original.
What?
So we're going to discuss what page 3 reviews are on tomorrow.
The reviews are the next thing in your book. 216 till the end of the reviews, which end on page 227.